Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Mr. Muddathir from Legacy School and this is ICT Year 7. In today's lesson we're going to continue with the very tiny things about how to use Microsoft Windows operating system, and in today's lesson we're going to study basic settings. We're going to start with mouse settings. To open your Windows settings, all you have to do is go to Start menu and you'll find settings right here. This in Windows 10, but if you're using an earlier version like Windows 7, Windows 8 or Windows 8.1, it's not going to be named settings, it's going to be named control panel. Let's go ahead and click on settings. You will get this window. From this menu you'll get to change several settings that can help you into using Microsoft Windows. We're going to start with the mouse settings. Mouse settings is found in devices. You'll see that there's small text here that says Bluetooth, printers, mouse, and so on. So let's go ahead and click on devices. So automatically it brings you a conclusion of several devices settings over here. If you want to go to the mouse settings, either you click here or on the menu to the left side you'll find mouse. Click here. The mouse settings has a left and right options. If you are a lefty, you can go ahead and click on right. What does this changes? When you're using the mouse, you have the left click and the right click. If you are a lefty, the left click options is going to be on the right click, and the right click options is going to be on the left click. So you get to change it from here. Also you get to change the speed which your mouse goes from one point to the other. Next is you have several programs on your computer. How can you delete, or as we call them, uninstall a program? Simply go back to settings. You'll find apps settings right here. Click on it. You will get the set or the list of all the programs installed on your Windows, all of them. To uninstall a program, simply click on the program and press uninstall. But be careful, do not exercise that at home, because there are programs that your Windows will not work at all without them. So don't uninstall a program that you definitely know for sure that you don't want and you're not going to use, and your Windows does not depend on it. So simply to uninstall a program, click on it and press uninstall, and it's going to be removed and deleted from your computer. Next is date and time. I'm going to go ahead and close the settings window. The date and time. To know the date and time, simply you have to just look right here. You'll get the date and the time. If you want a bigger display, just simply click on it and you'll get a bigger clock with a calendar right here. The calendar shows you the date. But what if my date and time needs to be adjusted? How can I do that? Let's click away. To do that, simply you need to go to the date and time right here and click right click. You'll find the option adjust date and time here. Click on it. It will take you to the settings for date and time. The first one is really interesting to know about. Set time automatically. You see, it actually sets your time on the computer using the internet. There's a server located in UK and there's another server located in USA. So what the computer does is it sends a message to that server saying, I need to set the time and date. Tell me exactly what is the time and date. But as you know, the message takes some time to get to that server. So what the computer does is, when it gets a message from that server, it measures how long did it take for the message to get back. How long did it take to receive a message from that server? For example, if the computer sent a message at 12 o'clock, that is 12:00, and the message got back at 12:01, it's going to know that by the time I got the correct time and the correct date, it took me 1 second. So I'm going to add 1 second to the time that I received from the original time, and it's going to do that several times to make sure that it's got the right time. So if you don't want to set if you don't want your computer to set the time automatically, simply turn this off. But if you want your time to be accurate and adjusted properly, keep this on. Set time zone automatically. You will have to give the date and time access to your GPS in order to turn this on. If it cannot be turned on, that means your GPS is turned off. So how does it know that? I'll explain to you in a minute. Alright, so to know about the time zone, I got what we have here is the map of the world. Okay, so imagine that the sun shines at this side because this is east, right? So the sun shines right here in Japan, and then later on in Australia. It's about let's assume that the sun shines here at 5:30. When time is passing by, it's going to shine in China. So right now the time in China is about 5:30, right? But is it still 5:30 in Japan? No, it's about 6:30 or 7 o'clock, right? So the difference of time between China and Japan is about 1.5 hours, or about 2 hours, depends on where you are in China. So these lines explain to us the difference of time zone. So we have the Greenwich line right here. So they said that Greenwich line is 0, as you can see right here. Let me try and zoom. Here it's 0 because this is Greenwich, okay? So if the time right here is 12 and you're living in this line in Finland, for example, what do you think the time is going to be? It's going to be 1 o'clock. Why? Because it's +1. The line, the time zone over here is +1 from Greenwich. Yeah? Because simply the sun shines here before it shines here, right? So it gets 5:30 here before it's 5:30 here, and an hour later it gets 5:30 here and 6:30 here. So Khartoum is actually, the time zone for Khartoum is actually +2. Where is Khartoum? Let's go and look it up. There it is. Let's zoom out. Okay, so this is Sudan, and it's +2 from Greenwich, or 0. And Sudan is +2. Why? Because the sun shines here before 2 hours from the time it shines here. And this is how you measure the time zone. This is the idea of the time zone. Let's go back to the settings. So now we know what a time zone is and how it sets the time zone automatically. If you turn this on, it's going to detect your location and grabs whether it's +1, +2, +3, and so on. So if you want to set this time zone by yourself, you have to come here and choose +2. And that was the date and time settings and how to set your time zone according to your preference. Next is the display settings. If you want to get to the display settings, simply you have to right click on the desktop anywhere, right click and choose display settings. So in the display settings you get to adjust the brightness, the night light, and so on, but the most important settings in display settings is the display resolution, and we've studied that last year in year 6. The resolution, the screen resolution, and the aspect ratio. So this screen's resolution is 1366. That means from here to there, and by 768. That means from the top to the bottom, I have 768 pixels, right? So from here to here, I have 1366 pixels, and from here to there, I have 768 pixels. You can reduce the amount of pixels you have, but just remember that once you reduce the number of pixels you have on your screen, the image is not going to be very clear. It's going to be kind of blurry. Next settings that we're going to learn today is personalization. That means make the computer your own, as if it feels that this computer is mine. How to personalize your computer, and what does it mean? To go to personalize settings, just right click on the desktop and choose personalize. In personalize, you get to choose the background. That is the first option that you have, whether you want it a picture, solid color, or a slideshow. You can change the background from here to there. See, I just changed it. I clicked on the background that I want. When you go back, it's changed. So this is actually the personalization. You get to change colors as well. If you want to change the color of your start menu, the lock screen, and so on. So basically, those are really fun settings that you can use and change just to make the computer feels as if it's your own. The next settings that we're gonna go through is the system sound. So you noticed like you've used a lot of computers, desktops, laptops, and so on. Every time you sit in a computer, you notice that you have an icon of a speaker right here. What does this do? It adjusts the volume for the sound right here. You can reduce it or increase it. Notice also that when you double click on it, it makes a sound. That sound is nothing but it's telling you exactly how loud the volume of your computer is. Okay? We also have another settings that you can use. On the speaker, right click on it and choose volume mixer. Volume mixer shows you the sound or the volume for each and every app that you have. For example, if I opened a video right here, it's going to use a player, a media player called VLC. So let's go ahead and open it. Okay guys, so I'm going to start the computer. Ever wondered about the screens that shows up at the beginning every time you start the computer? There is a video playing right here. You will notice that it has, now in the volume mixer, it has its own control, volume control right here. I can reduce the volume or increase it. Also, you get to choose more settings if you click on Open Sound Settings. This is telling you which sound card that you have inside the motherboard. If you can remember that we studied that in the motherboard we have sound cards, video cards, and so on. If you have any problem, you cannot when you play a media file, you can't hear the volume coming out. You can troubleshoot. That means solving a problem. You will notice that as I'm using the mic, it's detecting that there is a voice getting into the computer and being recorded right now. You can also change the settings for the mic from this window. Well, that is it, guys. It's all that we have for this lesson. Please, if you didn't understand any question, watch the video one more time. It's there. It will always be there. From now on, I'm going to upload on YouTube. Till I see you in the next lesson, take good care. Bye.